Everybody, Elaine Sanderson here, and welcome to this webinar. I'm really pleased you've joined me today. I take it you must be a business owner, maybe you own a local business or franchise, because you wouldn't be here otherwise, okay? Or maybe you manage a business, all good news. Today I'm going to be taking you through 3 really powerful steps online to get floods of inquiries and conversion sales to your business. And it's this method, it's something that I use in our local business and I've used throughout the years, and I use for my clients as well, and it gets incredible results. So I'm just going to wait a few minutes while everybody joins us. So in the meantime, I just want to, can you put in the chat box whether you can actually see and hear me? That's always a good start. Okay, so on Zoom, the chat box is at the bottom of your screen. Okay, I'm getting yes. Yeah, everybody can hear me. That's fantastic. Okay. Yeah, I've arrived a little bit late, so I'm getting quite a few coming on now, but I can see it's slowing down, so I take it most of you are in position and ready to go. So let's have a look. Okay, thank you. Right, you can all hear it. That's brilliant. You can all see and hear me, so that's really good news. So what I'm going to do, without a further ado, I'm going to start the presentation today, and what I'll suggest is maybe at the end you can do all your questions. I'm here to answer anything that you get stuck on, any query you've got. So let's get started. But quickly, the other thing I will say is, if you could get a notepad, a pen and paper, because you might find things throughout the webinar that you want to write down, and I find when I write things down it gels better in my mind, so I suggest you do that. And also, for those who stay to the end, I have a free gift for you which I'm going to be emailing over in a day or so, so it's a really valuable little tool for you. So if you could get your pen and paper, sat quietly, no distractions, and also be aware if you stay to the end, which I feel you're going to get a lot out of this webinar, and I'm here to help you as a business generate those inquiries and sales. And I'm going to show you some examples that is going to be very relatable to yourselves. So, okay, without further ado, I can see we've got a lot of people on now, so that's fantastic. So I'm going to get started. So I'm going to share the screen. Okay. Let's make sure I'm definitely screen sharing. Yes. Okay. Right. Fantastic. Okay. Here we go. And as I say, Q&A at the end, that would be brilliant, because that's why you need your pen and paper, so you can write those questions down. So without further ado, I'm going to go through the 3 quickest and easiest steps online to get a flow of inquiries and sales month in and month out. What I mean is consistently into your business or franchise. That's without having to pay money on expensive advertising and targeted advertising that often just doesn't work. Or I'm also going to show the techniques without getting techie. Okay, this is not a real techie technique at all. So in the process of taking you through all this stuff, I'm going to show you how you can charge way more for your products and services, which we all want to do. We're all business owners out there, or we manage a business, and you take the brunt. If anything goes wrong in your business, we carry the risk. We're the ones that lose sleep, if things aren't going right. So we want to be charging more to get the most out of our business. It's what we deserve, after all. So this workshop is for you if maybe you run your own business and you're just not being seen online, and you have to have those inquiries coming in. It's the lifeblood of any business. Maybe your competition is performing better than you in the search engines or online, wherever that may be, and you just don't know why, and it's really bugging you. There's nothing worse than your competition clinching all those inquiries. Maybe you want to increase your profits and drastically reduce your marketing spend. Maybe some of you out there are spending money on Facebook ads, Google ads. Maybe you're sending mail shots out, advertising in magazines, whatever you may be doing. And maybe you just don't want to do that. Maybe it's costing you a lot and you can't really see the benefits that are coming back for it, the ROI. Maybe you want to charge more for your products and services, as I've talked about. You don't want to be sort of that bottom end level where you're scrabbling around at the bottom end with everybody else. And great if you're a marketing agency. You know what I'm going to take you through today. You'll see tips and tricks how you can help your own clients get those inquiries and sales. And maybe you're a person that just feels that getting online is too techy and beyond you. This is what a lot of the sort of SEO agencies want you to believe, or marketing agencies want you to believe. And, you know, they want to keep all these secrets to themselves because they want to charge you an awful lot of money to actually provide those services. But if you're somebody that's willing to learn the tricks, it really isn't techy at all. So I'm going to dispel those myths today. So who am I to tell you how to create a predictable system for free, by the way? This system is totally free online to get clients. Who am I? Well, over the last 18 years, I have built and from scratch and grown 5 businesses. Okay, it all started off back in approximately 2002. At that point, I had, you know, young children, very young children. I was a water consultant in the water industry, a little bit disheartening and soul destroying. Because I couldn't be there for my children, because I was always away on business, the pressure got to me, and I wanted to be a proper mum. That's why, you know, I had kids in the first place, and jumped into business in those days. And we started with my ex-husband building a business in the digital photography training niche. And the reason for that was because in those days, it was all about going from film to digital, and there was a massive kind of wave that we rode, and that business did extremely well because I knuckled down, saw the opportunity, and learned an awful lot about marketing in a very, very short period of time and getting that business out there. Now that did extremely well because there was a lot of people wanting training on digital photography and cameras in those days, but it all came to an abrupt halt through a bit of a nasty divorce. So you know, like maybe you out there have come crashing down in life before. I found myself selling my half of the business and moving on, and then developing a splinter business from that, another digital photography training course, but realized that I didn't really want to be in that niche at all because I kept clashing with my ex-husband. So it wasn't really doing any of us any favors. So life moves on, and I met another, obviously my partner now, my husband now, and we built a business, a local business. And the problem with that was we were in a beautiful location, but it was not populated. And if you think I'm sort of waffling on about this stuff, this is relevant to you businesses out there. The problem was we didn't have enough clients in this area. You know, it was a great business model, but it was just so unpopulated that we just couldn't quite get it off the ground. And things were getting harder. I was actually quite a lot of money in debt in those days, £30,000 in debt, and 2 young children, no maintenance at all. So we decided to be very brave, and we moved the whole business to a big area, near a city, actually, a big town near a city, which was the right move. Now, just to move, we had to put 6 months on a credit card and rent when we moved to this new location. So even though I'd built this business and it was doing incredibly well back in 2002, life did come crashing down for me. And moving location was the best thing because then we had clients around us. So obviously you need clients. Being a local business is best obviously to be in a more populated area. And having sort of moved location, the new problem was that we are now faced with a lot of competition being in a big area. So we were faced with manufacturers, much bigger companies. Now the local business that we still run and I co-run is a window, door and conservatory business. So we had manufacturers on our doorstep, we had bigger competition, and we're only a very small fish in this big pool, having just 1 van and 2 fitters, very, very small out there. So if you're a small business out there, do not fret because this works for you as well. And we have become a thorn in the side to our competition. We have literally we rank for all our major keywords. We come up in page 1 of Google where people are searching for your product services. And it all started with me deciding when we got to this new area that the only way forward is that I literally master every technique there is to get seen online in every single way and just wipe them out. That was my mission. And I have achieved that goal. I The business is now extremely busy. We do not do any paid advertising online anymore. We do not use Facebook ads or Google ads. We pulled out of all that. And now we just use this free way, which brings in all of our inquiries. So we've gone from renting and being very much in debt to owning a beautiful detached house in a lovely area of Chesterfield. So if you're a business out there thinking you're smaller, you can't do this stuff, you really can, and don't let the agencies out there fool you to thinking that you cannot. So I now run a local window, door and conservatory business, as well as my own marketing agency. In between all that, because there is 5 businesses out there, I ran an e-commerce store in car care and ranked on the first page for best car polish. So I do know a trick or two about getting seen online. And there are lots of ways, but the particular one I'm going to talk today is completely free. I sold that business because my heart was not in car care, and I think it's really important that your heart is in your business. So I've trained businesses in lead generation and I run worldwide webinars. So I feel qualified to talk to you today about this free method because I've had a lot of experience, not just for my own businesses, but for my clients as well. And you'll see their results as we go through. But as I say, it hasn't always been success. You've heard my sort of sob story about literally falling and being at rock bottom to rising up again. And this particular free method I'm going to show you today has a lot to do with that success now gained. So this can be you too. So without further ado, let's get started. I just want to make sure that everybody can still see and hear before we get on to the nitty gritty. Let's have a look. Yeah, everybody's saying yeah. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so let's get started. No need to waste any more time. So what I'm going to cover is step 1, how to make sure your business is seen in the most prominent place. Now that is Google, where all the quality searches are for your products and services. Okay, I love Facebook ads, I love Google ads, but with Facebook ads, it's what you call interruption marketing. You're interrupting the flow of somebody in their newsfeed. They're not actually looking for your products and services. And even though it's very effective, there's nothing better than Google where people are actually searching. They want what you have to offer. So I call it quality searches. So we're going to cover that in step 1, how to make sure your business is seen. Step 2, we're going to talk about your online reputation so that you can become the go-to company and charge higher prices. Just a quick little story. I now regard our local business as the go-to company in our area. And just the other day, this is just one example, it happens all the time, but one of my clients came to me and said, or came to my husband and said, I have got another quote and it's £1,500 more, but I'm coming to you because I trust you and I don't want to take any risks. I'm investing a lot of money. So paying this 1,500 quid is worth the trust that they can see our companies giving online. And step 3 is how to make your business almost viral online in the right places. And the good thing about this, it also helps your ranking massively. So let's get on to step 1. Okay, so it's how to make sure your business is seen in the most prominent place, which is Google page 1 local pack, the local pack, where all quality searches are for your products and services. So what do I mean about this local pack? I mean, some of you may be aware of it and others of you may be oblivious to it. But if you're a business owner or a franchise, it's crucial and so powerful. You get ranked in a 3-pack on the page 1 of Google. Now I'm talking about local SEO here, but I also feel that national companies benefit a lot too, because even though they're national, they're going to also still be appealing to their local audience around them. And if they're in a big area, they're still going to want to rank locally. And also if they're national, you're going to have perhaps you've got different locations throughout the country. So you want to be ranking in those different areas as well. And not only that, but there's certain things on your particular sort of listing with Google that even if you're a national company, that everybody sees wherever they're going to view you. Now, getting on page 1 of the local Google is very achievable, okay, if you know the tricks. It's not hard. Now, firstly, the first thing you need to do is sign up and optimize Google My Business. And many of you may have heard of it out there. Many of you may already have signed up and verified your listing. But it's the first thing you need to do. So I do apologize if some of you already know this. I've got to cover the basics for those who might be a startup who are completely unaware of this stuff. So you do need to sign up and optimize, and I mean optimize, to get on page one of Google. And I can guarantee that 98% of businesses out there do not optimize their listings. I've seen it firsthand with all the clients I work with all over the world. I certainly know they think they've optimized and they haven't. So this is where I mean. Okay, so at the top, we've got your paid ads. Now, people in that position are paying the privilege to be there. And our business did as well, pay for the privilege of being on Google Ads right at the top. No longer, because we don't need to pay anymore. Secondly, we've got the local SEO, the Google 3-pack. And thirdly, we've got the organic SEO. So you can see the most prominent and visual situation to be in on Google is right in that 3-pack, where it was one bam in the middle, in the top half of the page, and very visual. And the organic's very important too, but what I'm talking about today is that Google 3-pack. Now, a lot of people don't realize this, but the local 3-pack and organic SEO are actually interrelated. So if you start ranking highly in organic, that has a natural knock-on effect into the Google 3-pack and vice versa. So it's really important, I think, for local especially, small businesses and national, to just optimize their Google 3-pack at the same time as working on their organic. So why do we need to be on the first page of Google? Well, 95% of people only visit the first page of Google. So it's crucial to be on there. And if you're not, you're actually losing 95% of people searching for your products and your services. Here's our business here. I co-run. We are ranking for window companies, double glazing, UPVC windows, UPVC window replacements, all in Chesterfield. And those are some of our major keywords. So you can see we're in the 3-pack. Now just be aware, it can vary from day to day because Google algorithms can change. So there is a little bit of maintenance to keep your position, but not a lot once you're there. This is one of my clients, Sell Clean, ranking for cleaners in Southeast London. Okay. Another example, one of my clients at Warm Roof Conservatory Specialists, now ranking for conservatory roofs in Chesterfield. Now, a little story about this company. I started working with Graham this year. He's a startup actually from December. He only started this business in December 2019. Now, I've worked with Graham all this year, and working with him, fair play, we did start and we used Facebook ads, and that's brought him in inquiries and leads. And it's only recently we've started really working on this particular side of the business, getting in the local pack. And within the first year of trading, he's estimated to do over £1 million turnover. And that's with me working with him most of this year. And this now is bringing him in and reaping its rewards for his inquiries. So if you're a startup, do not worry, because this works for you too. Richard from the USA, I wanted to say a massive thank you for helping my business get on the first page of Google. We've got Mohammed Sidat, Academia Mentoring. I get notifications all the time. Rankings have gone up significantly. Okay, so this is to bring across to you that it works for all types of businesses. Not just a certain type of business, but all types of businesses, whatever industry you're in. So imagine your business being on the first page of Google quickly in the top half of the page. And remember, so visible. So can I get a yes and a thumbs up if this is something that excites you, where you can see yourself being excited if you're ranked in this 3-pack in the top half of the page? Is that something that's, really exciting for you? Yeah, I'm getting yeses. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad, because obviously if I was getting no's, I'd be a bit concerned. That's brilliant. Okay, that means you're still listening and really pleased that you feel excited about this. So why the Google 3-pack? Well, the reasons are because all local searches for your products and your services are on Google. Okay, that's the bottom line. They're on Google. We've got Bing, we've got Yahoo, but the major one's Google. And the 3-pack is so prominent, and you get good quality, as I've mentioned before. You know, these people aren't messing around. They're actually looking to buy. And a client can find everything about you from your listing without any need to visit your website. Okay, if optimized correctly, that is the key words. I see so many businesses not optimizing correctly. So also your reviews, your products, your services, where you're located, your opening hours, your contact details, all your latest posts, they can all be found on your listing. Obviously, if you're doing this stuff properly. I see so many businesses just setting and forgetting, getting their business verified by Google. They get that postcard and they chuck in a few bits and they think the job's done. This is where they're falling up. So you can find everything. In fact, Google have said they want the Google pack to overtake websites. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't have a website, because I think they're really important. Obviously, they're going to help your ranking massively. And also, you know, your website gives way more about you, you know, way more detail about you than your Google My Business listing. But you can get nearly everything that a client needs from your listing. And you can call a message from your listing, so you don't have to write your number down. You can click of a button from a mobile and you're straight through to your business. So the Google 3-pack, it really becomes your own lead generation machine, like it has for us and my clients. But to get this working for you, it's like a jigsaw puzzle coming together. There's certain bits of the jigsaw puzzle that come together, and once they're together, the whole thing becomes like a lead gen machine. And most businesses already have some of these jigsaw puzzles in place, jigsaw pieces, shall I say, but not complete enough to make it work properly. And the funny thing is, it's not hard. You know, it's not techie stuff. We don't need to be spending thousands on an agency to do this stuff for us. It's just a little bit of knowledge. So I'm going to dispel your fear now, because some of you might have a few fears, all these objections in your mind being raised. You don't need to hire a specialist to achieve this. It's not techie. You don't need to spend hours of your time achieving this. It's not a time-consuming process. I will be honest with you, at the start when you're setting the foundations, it takes a little bit of your time. But once you've got that in place, it's done. You know, then it's a matter of just maintaining it, which can be only a few minutes, like 15 minutes a week. It's simply in everybody's reach if they're willing to learn the few tricks. And as I say, once set up, managed, you can manage from your phone for 15 minutes a week. So the first thing you need to do, and apologise if this is basic for those who've already done this, but you need to sign up. So if you've got your notepad and paper and you haven't signed up, there's your website. Okay, so I'll leave that up just for a few seconds. And once you've signed up, you need to know the ranking factors. Now, some of this is going to be pretty obvious, but I'm just going to run through them anyway. So the first one is your location. So if you're, say, hairdresser in Mansfield, your location, you're not going to be found for hairdressers in Derby. Okay, so your location to Google, you're going to put this information in your dashboard. It is more kind of, obviously, it's going to be very relevant, your location, to where the searcher's looking. And also your products and services. So if you're looking, you know, if you do hairdresser, if you're an accountant in London, you're not going to be found for carpet fitters. So those are really obvious, but those are the highest ranking factors. So on both those scores, you should be fine. But I will point out that if you're in an area and you're outside, just outside on the perimeter of an area, and you're wanting to get ranked in the center and you've got competition in the center, they've got more of a chance of ranking above you because they're right bang in the center where people are looking. So if you're like a few miles outside an area, maybe 4 or 5 miles, you have got to work a little bit harder and do other things to beat them, okay, to actually rank higher than them. Not that it's hard, but if you know the tricks, even if you're outside an area, there are ways of getting you ranked in that 3-pack, even though you're not dead bang in the center. Now, importantly, this is what I'm going to talk a lot about today. The ranking factor really depends on how active you are. Getting in that 3-pack depends on how active you are online. Are people talking about you? You know, are they leaving you reviews? And what presence do you have online? Are you posting new content on your Facebook page? Are you doing Google posts? are you putting new website content on? Are you in directories? Now, if you're sort of dead in the water and you don't do anything like this at all, well, Google, it's a sign to Google that you're going to be like, probably not a go-to company. What their job is to return results that are relevant to searchers. So if you're not appearing very relevant or very active, they're going to think, well, they're not a very active company. I'm not going to show them before others who are. So signing up, what you get is immediate recognition from Google. And you can increase this recognition by optimizing, which I'm going to come on to. And much of your competition, the good news is much of your competition won't have optimized. They won't know how to, and they won't have optimized. But I can guarantee the savvy ones, the ones who know what they're doing, will have. And those are the people who are ranking above you because they're not there by chance. So what I'm saying is, when you get into your dashboard of Google My Business, do not set and forget. That's the worst thing you can do. I see it all the time. Just remember this jigsaw puzzle, that if you set the foundations really solidly to begin with, it's like putting the whole thing on this firm foundation rather than on quicksand. So make sure you take the time to set this foundation up properly. So that foundation is optimizing your dashboard. Okay, so what we need to do is, this sounds obvious, but I see most companies making this mistake, and that is choosing your primary category carefully at the very beginning. So we made the mistake when we first started this local business, this window and door business, of using the primary category as window suppliers. And not knowing much about it in those days, I thought that was fine because I didn't really do any research. I threw it in there. I did set and forget. And we weren't getting the inquiries we wanted. And people were ringing and saying, oh, can you supply only? Do you manufacture? I thought, God, we're getting so many inquiries like this. Why? It wasn't until I learned a lot and I made it my mission to become a complete, master at this, that I realized that we should actually be putting in that we're a window installation service. And that was just me being rash and hurrying and just getting this thing done. So just say you're a hair salon, or let's just say you're a mobile hairdresser. It's very easy to go into the dashboard and you put in hairdresser and that'll do. But that's not good enough, because you need to sort of delve deeper and find out what Google categories are there for you. Because Google, you can't make this stuff up. Google give you your categories. So you'd be wanting to find mobile hairdressers, going on and finding what your competition are putting themselves in and making sure you're in that right category to start with. Because if you don't get the category right to start with, the whole thing follows through on the dashboard. And if you don't get that right, you're going to be on wrong track to start with. So there's your dashboard. There we are with window installation service. Now got it right. Obviously got it right a fair few years ago now. But feel free to, obviously, to add any additional categories that are relevant to your business from there on. Okay, but obviously if you run a cafe and hairdressers at the same time, don't mix them up because it's confusing. You'd probably have to have two Google My Business listings, one for the cafe and one for the hairdresser. Keep all the categories relevant with each other. Okay, so that's pretty clear, I hope. It's the biggest mistake I see, actually. One of my clients, they were a window installation company and in Wrexham, and their main category was construction. So they were getting all these inquiries for extensions and building work when that's not what they wanted. Okay, is that clear? Can I get a yes? Is everybody clear about that? Yes. Yeah, okay. Fantastic. You're all following and it's fine? Brilliant, okay. So this is what your listing looks like. On the left hand side, we've got what it looks like on a desktop. Okay, so you've got your website, and what I wanted to point out is what it looks like on a mobile. And we all search for stuff on our mobile now, way more than a desktop. Can you see it's almost like a little mini website? You've got your updates, your products, your services, your reviews. You can call by the click of a button, how to find you, click onto your website. And if we scroll down, we've got all our posts and so much more information about you. So it kind of resembles a website. So if you're not optimizing it, people are going to click on and find some empty boxes and things, and it's not very good for you or your clients or your ranking. So let's just talk about this dashboard. It's almost like form filling. In fact, one of my clients, quite an elderly man, He's not really computer savvy, but fair play, he's doing really well at this, and he's getting ranked for a lot of his keywords now. His words were, and I thought it's a really nice analogy, he said, well, I can form fill online, I fill out forms online, and this is quite similar. So it's not techie. So I thought it was a brilliant way of putting it. And SEO agencies like you to believe it is techie, though, because they want you to pay them to do this, large amounts of money to do this for you. So another trick is to get your categories, but also max out your description. You've got 750 characters, use them all, okay? Not just, I am a carpet fitter from Burnley, not good enough. Add all your locations, so don't just put, I work in Mansfield. All the villages, all the areas, take time to max out every single town and village you work in, okay? Content for Google. And again, add all your products and your services. Now, if your products and services overlap like ours do, so we've got products, windows and doors, we list all our products, but the service we offer is to install them. So you might be a hairdresser, and all your products are all your, your products you sell, maybe your mousses and your hairdressers. Your products are related maybe to your services. So your services are curling, straightening, cut and blow dry, highlights. So I think you get what I mean. Just add them all. So go back to optimizing the dashboard. We want to add more photos and videos than any of our competition. Now, when I do this work for our clients, I'm not saying I don't. We do actually do this for our clients who really don't want to touch this stuff at all. I aim to add about 60 times more photos and videos than any of our competition. I'm not saying you have to, but I'm being paid to do this stuff to get results for my clients, so I go completely overboard. It all depends on how relevant it is to your competitors and what they're doing. So if your competitors haven't posted anything at all, just posting 10 is going to help. So add posts regularly as well. Okay, so this is, again, the dashboard from the desktop and also the mobile. So we've gone through products and services, and you can now see by filling in all this stuff that it's very good for your users and for your ranking. Okay, so this is a dashboard. Now we've got all these tabs that we need to fill in, and I haven't got time on this workshop today to go through everything, but having told you to maximize out your dashboard and optimize, there are certain tricks to the trade. Okay, so when you're filling out your products and services, my course that I run, my course that people kind of follow step by step, that it shows you all those tricks of how to add products and services and how to get reviews and how to basically fill out the description. There are certain tricks to the trade that are really going to help you along the way. But there's your dashboard, and you need to optimize, all the areas within there. So description, as I said, 750 characters. I help my clients fill out their descriptions. I train people on what to say and how to say it, and to get the best results. Again, products and services, you can see how visual it looks. These are all the products and services of one particular company, and got lovely images. You click on each image and you can see what's behind that image, descriptions. So if you haven't got anything, you're probably doing yourself an injustice. But there are some really good tips and tricks to getting this right and getting Google to sit up and go, oh, okay, this company I need to rank. Services you can't make up. Services follow from your primary category. So Google will tell you what you do, and you need to obviously use the tricks that I run through in my course to make sure Google again sits up and takes notice of you. Posts are a brilliant way of getting a lot of traffic. They can get hundreds and hundreds of views. And one of my posts a couple of years ago got something like 1,500 views, and we got phone calls about that particular post. It was offering something like 25% off our services. So you can also share those posts on Facebook, which is really powerful. So people say Google My Business posts are not social media, but I kind of think they are, because they are social, they're interactive. You can have all these buttons here, learn more, buy now, So I do call it social media, even though people object to that and say, well, it's not really, it's not Facebook, but we can share from here. So it is a social kind of thing to share posts online. Okay, so that again, there's tricks to adding posts and what to do and how to find images, the right images, and what to do with those images that I do cover in my course, to get the maximum out of that post and get the most views. Okay, so I hope that's really helped. The foundations have started for you. Okay, so if you're not doing any of this stuff, you know that you need to knuckle down and do this stuff to actually get ranked. I'm not lying to you. It's not the most interesting thing in the world to sit down and fill out all this stuff. But the rewards are very interesting when you see yourself coming off Google Ads, cutting out all your paid advertising, the inquiries are going through the roof, your sales are optimizing, your profits are going up. Now that's really interesting and exciting. So just be aware of that. It's at the start you need to get this work done. So step 2, if any questions on that, we can answer them at the end, because I like to keep the flow and because they do follow on from each other. Step 2 is how to increase your online reputation so you become the go-to company and can charge higher prices. Now, I've told you the story of, we get it all the time, but just the other day, somebody's paid £1,500 more to run with our business rather than our competitor because our reviews, our online reputation. And it means that, you know, we're paying ourselves a decent amount of money, and it's worth taking that risk. You know, we take risks on when we fulfill a contract for someone. And you two do, you know, you as a company do not want to be on that bottom rung of the ladder where everybody else is and nobody's brave enough to go another level up. You know, I liken it to, in New Zealand many moons ago, climbed to the top of the mountain. There were lots of mountains out there, and we were literally at the top of the mountain looking down on the clouds. It was almost like no one dared venture go there, but when we got there, it was amazing. So you want to be in that position with your business. Become the go-to company. So how do we do that? Well, this is going to sound pretty obvious. You think, oh yeah, well, I know that, but learn how to get reviews. Now, there is a problem here because most businesses, I'll click off that for a minute. Most businesses find it a hard slog. They find it interrupts their work day. They forget, they're busy. They just forget to ask for reviews. But let me take you through this now and show you how powerful they are. Because when you get reviews, it shows to Google that you're a very relevant and sought after business, and it rewards you for it. It's going to put you to the top because they want to show the best businesses at the top. That's what they're known for. They look after their searchers first, okay? And reviews show the social proof and trust, so you can charge more. Now, as I've said, our business is a thorn in our competitor's side, even though we're very small. You know, we've got a very high turnover for the size we are, and they just can't compete with us. Excuse me. Now, getting reviews, people naturally click more, to your website. They click through to your website more, and they browse more what you got to offer. Now, just people going through to your website alone is very powerful because you can use that and manipulate that for other marketing techniques, visiting your website and tracking visitors. But that's outside the scope of this webinar. But you get more clicks through, and from your website, you can convert more clients. So they have a significant impact on your ranking as well, because people don't realize that. They think that, this stuff is guru stuff, but it's not really. Getting reviews, if you know the tricks to getting them, isn't particularly hard. It doesn't interrupt your day if you know the right things to do. And it has a massive impact on your ranking. And Google reviews matter more than any other reviews online. And I get asked this a lot. Well, what's most important? Which reviews? Yellow Pages, Yelp, Facebook? I'm telling you now, Google reviews matter the most because they're the most visible online. They're on the front page of Google. Everybody can see them. And they have a way higher ranking factor than any other review. Now, the staggering facts are that 88% of people trust reviews as much as a personal recommendation. So it's almost like your mother or your brother saying, go and visit that restaurant because it's brilliant. People trust that review as much as your mother and brother recommending somewhere. And 40% form an opinion about you by just reading 1 to 3 reviews. So people haven't got time to scroll through them all. But if they see you've got a lot of reviews and you might be 4.8 star rating, they're going to sort of maybe read 1 to 3. Now, if you're a business out there that may be sitting at only 1 review out that you've got for your business, or you might be sat at 2.5 or 3.7 star rating, don't worry, because this is exactly what my course is all about, helping you get your reviews in quickly. And there are ways of getting those bad ones out, not the ones you've got on already, but we need to building good ones for the future to obliterate those bad ones. There's certain tricks involved. I call them Google hacks, and it's all very legal. So the industries with the most reviews, now I'm not sure what businesses I'm talking to today, but obviously people like who run hotels, bed and breakfast, restaurants, cafes, hairdressers, pubs and bars, car dealerships, local stores. Those are all businesses that get a lot of people in the door, and obviously they're going to have the most reviews, like maybe thousands. Industries with the fewest, well, accountants, finance businesses, landscaping, gardening, marketing services, PR, construction, construction, roofing, window businesses. They're going to have fewer reviews because we're not kind of dealing with loads of people all the time. So Google recognizes that. It recognizes there's certain review levels for different types of businesses. So if you're like a construction business has only got a few reviews, obviously don't worry that you're never going to get thousands and thousands. It's going to take much slower. It's going to take a lot longer to build it up, and you're never going to get as much as a hotel or a restaurant. So let's have a look at this. I find this an interesting little exercise to go through. We've got 3 restaurants here, and the first one at the top has got 262 reviews at 4.8. The table has got 90 reviews at 4.8, and we've got a Fassender Edinburgh, and we've got 1,780 at 4.8. So which restaurant do you think you'd go to? And which restaurant do you think you'd spend more with? Well, I think we'd all answer it's going to be number 3. So imagine your business in there, in the 3-pack, and why people are going to come to you and pay you more. I think the answer's pretty obvious. Okay, so I often get asked, what's more important, a Google review or a Facebook review? Well, the only slight problem with Google reviews is that you have to have a Google account to leave a Google review. So if your client has not got a Google account, they're not going to be able to leave a review, and it's very hard to persuade them to go in and set up an account just to leave you a review. Very few are going to do that. So what I suggest everybody does is don't just ask for a Google review, ask for a Facebook review as well, because most people are on Facebook. So believe it or not, that Facebook does hold weight with Google. So Google recognizes this kind of flaw in the system. So if you do get a Facebook review, Google is still ticking a massive box and saying, okay, I love Facebook, and I'm going to rank you because you've got these reviews on Facebook. So it doesn't ignore it. That's what I'm trying to say. So just keep that in mind. Never just ask for one, because you're kind of doing yourself out for a bit of a, I suppose you're doing yourself out of this gold mine that's sitting waiting for you. And the good news is it doesn't have to be a hard slog. A lot of my clients say, well, I just forget, I'm just busy. I've got a lot to run. I seem to have to be sort of the jack of all trades here, and I haven't got time. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can set up automated systems. So one way of doing this is you can get a Google review link and send it to clients. So they're not scrabbling to find you online, and they don't have to struggle to try and find you on the right-hand side and then find that blue box saying, give us a review. You get them a link and it gets taken straight to your listing. And there are ways of getting your client to leave you reviews without you have to pester them on automation. So you're not having to think about it, you're not having to ask them. You can get systems in place which are not hard at all of getting it automated for you. And there's also ways, believe it or not, of filtering out the bad ones. So you only get 4 and 5 star ratings being posted, because a lot of my clients say, well, I'm not going to ask for reviews just in case I get a load of bad ones. Do not worry, because there are ways of filtering out those. And if you've got a bad rating already, you'll be diluting them with all these nice new good ones coming in. So the review link takes you directly here, okay? So that review link's really powerful, that you can get taken straight to the box where they click the 5 stars and share their experience with you. Okay, so, and as I say, it doesn't have to be a hard slog. But if you're a company out there watching today and you've neglected getting your reviews and you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, I'm really behind, don't fret. Do not fret at all, because you might be sat there with a database and thinking, what do I do with this then? How do I go back and ask for reviews from 2 years ago or a year ago? Because if you've got a database, even if it's on written sheets, you know, one of my clients has got them all on written sheets, which is a bit archaic, but don't fret, because there's a tool out there called ClickSend, and it can automate the whole process for you, okay, which is a really, really good tool. So don't fret if you kind of neglected this and you're worried about going back even a year later. I've developed a system within ClickSend which filters out all the mediocre and bad reviews. And in my course, I cover that, and people can upload the database. It's very, very straightforward. And it literally filters out all the bad ones, sends it all off. So it's a really powerful tool, that is. So be aware that there's certain do's and don'ts as well, that because you can upset Google along the way. You have to be aware of the do's and don'ts. Google and Facebook are a bit like moody teenagers, I like to call it, because they can be upset quite easily. I've become a master at getting Google accounts back and Facebook ad accounts, which is almost unheard of. And I do know they can be a little bit fragile at times and a little bit moody. But as long as you know what to do and what not to do, that is all you need to know. And again, that's not particularly hard. And just be aware, we can automate all our review system for the future as well. So it happens on autopilot and all the hard work is taken out. So you might check a week later and you've got more reviews coming in without even trying. So you may wonder what this picture is all about. I thought it's a clever little picture to say that getting reviews doesn't have to be a hard slog for you. And that's all in my course. I take you step by step on how to achieve that. Okay, so learn the simple tricks. You can use certain tactics to get your customers to leave reviews with content that also helps your ranking. So instead of just asking a review, certain things you can do to get them to word their reviews that increases your ranking. Okay, so it's really clever stuff. And the simple tricks to answering your reviews also to help your rankings. You don't just answer them in a certain way. There's how can I say this? There's a certain way of answering them to also help your ranking. So not only does their review, but your answer helps your ranking, but it's got to be done in a certain way. And again, it's not hard, it's just implementing a certain trick. So it's more to it than meets the eye, that's what I'm trying to say. So I want to sort of shift your mindset that these reviews are not hard to get and you can be clever with them and make it work for you. Okay, so I hope I've got everybody still. Has that been educational for you? Have you kind of realised that it doesn't have to be a hard slog? It doesn't have to take time out of your day or your mental capacity? Answer, put in yes if I feel that I've helped you to shift your mindset on that one. Yes, yes, I'm getting a flood of yeses. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, bit of a breather. So step 3, how to make your business almost viral online in the right places and increase your ranking at the same time, sort of double whammy effect. I see most companies not bothering with getting their business spread across the internet like a viral video. And if they do it half-heartedly and it doesn't really work. They give it a stab and that's really it. And I help my clients get listed in key and certain powerful and prominent places and directories that Google loves and ranks us in. If we're in them, they rank us way higher for being in these certain places online. Now, the directories to go in line to make you viral, well, they spread your business online in these directories. You can spread your business online in available directories and sites. And those include local directories, to your local area, trade directories specific to your particular trade, national directories, okay, lots of national directories out there as well, and Google's own hotspots. Google has its own list of directories that it absolutely loves you to be in and rewards you for being in them. So there's an endless array of directories to get in out there. And you might think, oh God, that sounds hard work. It's going to take an awful lot of time. Well, it doesn't have to take a lot of your time, which I'm going to come on to, but it's almost spreading your business viral online where you can be seen in more places. A lot of these directories also give you backlinks into your website. Not all of them, but some give you some of them give you no follow links, and other thing gives you sort of good link juice. So there's great directories to get in there. This is just one example of a company called Top Talents, and it just gives you an idea of where they're situated. So they're in a national directory there. They're in a local directory there. They're in Yale actually, which is national but localized. And it just gives you an idea of these directories online. And it's getting your name, your address, and your phone number, what we call a NAP or citation. It's either NAP or citation without getting too techie. It's just a way of verifying who you are online and getting yourself spread around. So not only are you found everywhere, but it has a massive impact on your Google ranking. Okay, a lot of people don't realize that, but it's a massive verification for Google to realize you are one hell of an established business. You're everywhere and you have to be ranked. You're so relevant. But there's a big but. Being in directories either helps or hinders you. Now, there's a reason why it can hinder you. The idea is supposed to help you, but the situations where it hinders you, I'll come on to. But Google will love you if you're doing this stuff right. Okay, if you're doing this stuff in the right way. But I'm sorry, but it, unfortunately for all of us, it punishes you if you're doing it in the wrong way. And there's just too many businesses out there damaging their ranking, but are blissfully unaware. They just don't know they're doing it. And it's not their fault at all, because they're trying to do the best. You know, they're busy. We're all busy. We're doing the best we can for our clients. And how are we supposed to know that we're actually shooting ourselves in the foot with our ranking on Google? Most people don't know. And it boils down to having duplicates, like duplicate listings out there, and inconsistencies across all these directories and sites. And it can be a hard slog, though, for businesses to manually get listed in all these places painstakingly one by one. We know we need to be in them all now, but getting in them is a different matter. You know, logging on, having to put all our details in, having to sit there at night time because we're busy in the day. It can be a hard slog. And it's also a hard slog to manually get all your duplicates and inconsistencies cleaned up. You know, you might have lots of them out there. And again, how are you going to find them all? How are you going to find all these inconsistencies and these duplicates that are really knocking you down? You may be wondering why your competition's above you. This is probably why. Because you've got duplicates and inconsistencies out there. Obviously, if you're a new business, this won't be because you're completely fresh. But this is the good news. There's an automated system out there that takes all this hard work out for you, and it's complete in a few simple steps. In fact, for my last client, it took me 20 minutes to clean all this mess up. And it's so powerful. Honestly, it's so powerful, and it's going to massively help your ranking. So I hope you're excited about that. Can I get a yes? Is anybody out there thinking that they've neglected this stuff over the years and they could have lots of inconsistencies? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we've got a lot of you out there saying that this could be a problem for you. So the idea is eliminate duplicates and inconsistencies. Now, the reason you might have them is because agencies may have worked for you in the past, and even though they claim they're brilliant at what they do, they may not have even checked you're in certain directories before, and they've gone and put you in them again. That's one of the common reasons. And in fact, you're paying them to actually derank you. That's the irony of it all. Maybe you've moved addresses. Okay, our business moved 3 times. You know, we rented when we moved to our area, then we bought. That was a stepping stone, and now we live where we do. So in the space of like 4 years, we've moved 3 times. So maybe that's like you. Maybe you've moved address to all these different addresses throughout all these places on the internet. It doesn't have to be directories. And maybe you've changed your names throughout the years. You know, maybe you've gone limited, or maybe you haven't, or, you know, maybe your name's become a bit of a problem, and that's inconsistent. But the good news is, as I said, there's a way of ironing out all these deranking factors in less than 20 minutes. Okay, why trust an agency to do this for you when they could have caused you damage in the past? So in my course, I do take you through all that. I haven't got time today, but I want to sort of dispel the myth in your mind that it's going to take you a long time. Maybe these directory bits have been bothering you anyway. So the good news is there's a way of getting rid of all this very quickly. Okay, so I think I've covered a lot of ground there. Getting seen on Google isn't hard. Building your own reputation with reviews is essential, and that's not hard, but you need the tools to make it quick and automated for you. And you could be getting knocked down in your ranking because all the other places you are online. But my course takes you through how to eliminate all this stuff very quickly and easily. So when you leave this workshop, I have an offer for you. Obviously, you know, if you feel this stuff is going to benefit you, great. If you're a business out there, well, I know it's going to benefit you, but I have got an offer for you today because you joined me on this webinar, and I hope you got a lot of great information. Okay. And if you haven't done this before, it can be a little bit overwhelming. So what can you do about it? Well, is it okay if I show you the fast and easy way to make this happen for you? Can I get a yes? Can I show you the fast and easy way? And have you all seen how powerful this is and how you can increase your prices, take away all paid advertising, and you can do this yourself? Yeah, I'm getting a flood of yeses. Okay. Thank you for letting me show you how I can make this happen for you. So I'm going to introduce you today the Google First Page Mastery Program. And you're going to receive step-by-step instructions on how to get all this implemented right now. In the space of the time I've got tonight, I have tried to cover as much as possible for you. But the great thing is it will get your phone ringing way more. You'll be able to increase your prices and your customers and cut out all that expensive marketing. Now, this one-time offer is only available right here, right now. And when you leave this page, I'm planning to take this offer down, and it's gone forever. Now, Google First Page Mastery Program is a series of videos where I show you sort of in bite-sized chunks in modules. So there's 6 modules, and the first module covers, we attempted today to cover a lot in step 1, and that covered some of the foundation. Now I'm going to show you how to really optimize on that foundation, to have it so firm that, you know, nothing's going to knock you down, how to get it right from the start, and how to be seen above your competition. There's tricks to products and services and reviews and posts, shall I say, to get that foundation right. Module 2 covers all the clever tricks, I like to call them hacks really, to use images to rank better and get found more online. Okay, it's not just a case of just chucking images, but there's certain things we have to do to those images, where we find them, how to optimize them to rank better. Again, not hard, it's just knowing those tricks. So all those clever tricks to images and videos, shall I say. And also making reviews easy so you can charge more. There's quite a lot to the review process, so I'm going to be covering all of how to get your reviews, how to answer your reviews, the do's and don'ts, the automated click send that I've set up a system in there so you can use it for previous and future reviews. And if you're a business out there that needs reviews, this is a really important module for you. I cannot stress how important it is to get those reviews easily without cutting into your day. And module 4 covers how to get your business viral online in more places than your competition and super quick. Okay, now that's a crucial one, and we're going to cover how to get rid of those inconsistencies and duplicates literally in 15 minutes. And module 5, we cover all the simple website tricks. I've not touched on this today, but most of you out there will have a website, and I can guarantee maybe most of you will have things that you need on there that are not on there. You might have errors, but there's certain things you can do on that website that massively increase your ranking. And your website's part of that jigsaw puzzle. Remember I said the jigsaw puzzle comes together once you get it all on your website, and it helps increase your ranking. It works in tandem with the Google My Business listing. And module 6, I'm going to show you how to rank for all your products and services, not just one, not just two, all of them. And this is so powerful for a lot of businesses, and I've seen their profits skyrocket when we implement these techniques. And the total value of that on my website, if you check my website, zingleadagency.com, I do sell that course at $997. I know the value. I know the value people get, businesses get, when they can come off all forms of advertising, and it's paid back massively. So that is valued at $997 on my website. And I know this system works because Google is the biggest marketing platform out there today, if manipulated in the right way, and it's where everybody is searching for your products and your services. And it simply gets you floods of inquiries and sales, and there's no need for paid advertising. And don't take my word for it, I'll just show these results again. We've got our window business there ranking for major keywords. We have more, but I thought I'd show you a sample there. Okay, we've got my client Sell Clean ranking for window cleaners in Southeast London. And we've got Graham, I mentioned Graham, his business is now approaching £1 million turnover. I've been working with them all this year, and we're now ranking him for conservatory roofs, and he hasn't got that many reviews at the moment. So brilliant news for you as well as a business owner. You can be there too. But because you're with me today, I want to offer you an awesome bonus. And I'm going to give you the 30 Google hotspots, unveil the 30 top secret sites and directories that Google rewards your business for being in, and it ranks you higher for being in them. It's the secret top sites that nobody really knows out there. I'm giving all of those away, and how to automate the whole process of getting in them in less than 20 minutes. You don't have to manually go in and do all this yourself. There is a tool you can use that gets you in them. Only 20 minutes work. And I'm also going to take you through the review process made simple, how to automate your review process and filter out all those mediocre or bad ones that can damage you with this clever tool called ClickSend. And I'm going to give you all the written templates that we use that get people taking action and in the right way. Okay. Now I valued that at 197 because I know what it's worth to people and I know what results it gets for people. The Google page cheat sheet. Now this speeds your way to success. A lot of my clients want to see where they are in the process, and this cheat sheet keeps you on track at a really, really quick glance. So you get that as bonus 3 as well. Now this is a throw-in because once you get a lot more visitors to your website, you are then going to want to make sure that you're going to convert them into sales. So I go through the 3 deadly mistakes that businesses make once they've got those inquiries coming in. So you probably don't even know you're making these mistakes. But with a few simple tweaks, you could double or triple your bottom line profit. Now I know how much reward this brings businesses, and that's been valued at 97. Massively importantly, you can do your own free website audit. Now this is getting your own audit to see where you're situated online. You'll be surprised to see where you're falling down. You can see where your competition sitting in line with you, and you can see exactly what to address at the glance of an eye. And in the course, I give you training on how to read that report and what the most important bits are. And if you Google prices for SEO audit reports, you'll see they can range anywhere from £500 to £2,000. So you can get your own for free, and I show you how. You log on and you get your own report, very detailed report, and I show you the most important bits that you need to focus on. So here's what you get today. You get your 6 modules, 997, and you get your 5 bonuses there, okay, to make your life so much easier and save you an awful lot of money and increase your profit. Now, the total value of that is valued at over £2,000, because I know the results it gets people, and that it far exceeds that. So can you do this another way? Yes, of course you can. You can try and figure all this out yourself, but do you really have the time or inclination? I've been at this a long time now. I help my clients. I do know all the tricks. Do you want to spend all the time I've spent gaining this knowledge, or do you want the fast track? And after having built successful businesses over the last 18 years, I can show you the shortcuts that will pay you back in no time. And it will not cut into your busy life, your busy business, where you're busy every day, which most of us are. Or you can pay somebody else. Yes, we do this for our clients. I'm not saying we don't, but you can pay somebody like our company to do this for you. But you don't really need to if you've got the inclination to learn these tricks yourself. You don't need to pay a company to get this done for you. And in fact, there's no comparison. And just be aware, it's totally free marketing once set up. And I can't stress that enough. Our window business pays for no paid advertising at all anymore. Once it's set up and working, it's almost like floods coming in, and it's your own lead gen machine. And the simple strategies works because I've systemized everything for you. in bite-sized chunk to make sure nothing's left to chance to miss you getting ranked in that 3-pack. And some of my clients have achieved this in less than 30 days, believe it or not. And you're not going to pay that much today. You've joined me today, and I'm really pleased that you're staying with me all throughout this period of time. I know how valuable people's time are. So here's why I'm going to give you an amazing offer today, because I want your success story. I'm looking for people's, like you, your success stories. I'm looking to people to partner with and spread the word about our business and about me and the results I get people. And today, after today, this price will be going up because I know there's other products out there that try to do the same sort of teaching, but there's way less content. And they charge way more. I know that. So I am going to be putting the price up very shortly. But I also want to add today an added bonus that once you come on board, I'm offering 6 weeks Q&A with me every week. We spend an hour or more on Zoom and we go through all your questions and answers every week to help you every step of the way. So I don't want you to be left on your own with this stuff where you might be struggling with a few little bits here and there. Maybe you're stuck, maybe you don't understand something. I'm there every week helping you through all this stuff step by step. That's an added bonus today. That is not what you get on my website. You will not get the Q&A. You'll just get the course. And that's valued at $497 because there's 6 weeks of Q&A, and I know the value that gives people along the way. So in a nutshell, here we go again. We've got all our 6 modules. We've got the bonuses, and we've got the Q&A, which people find really, really gels everything. And as I say, it's not on my website. You'll only get it on this training, this webinar today. Now, the total value is over £2,500 because I know the value it gives people when they get the results. And for those of you out there that do not like taking risks, you think you don't know me that well, you really want to have some guarantee that if you're going to invest this money, and it is an investment into your business, that there's some comeback, that if you're not happy or you feel it's not for you, I offer a 30-day risk-free trial guarantee. My website's www.zingleadagency.com. All my contact details on there. There's a no quibble guarantee. I do not want to keep people if they're not happy. That's not my style. So today, the total value that this gives people is way beyond $2,500. Okay. But today, because you've joined me, I'm giving you not just my course, but all these bonuses of how to automate your reviews, 30 Google hotspots, how to get in them, how to sort out all your duplicates, your inconsistencies, how to optimize your dashboard, and lots more, like all the mistakes you could be making, how to optimize your website, $397. So I'm my Q&A, and you will not get this on my website. I must stress that you must invest in it here and now if you want your business to flourish without any paid advertising. That's a whopping saving of £2,185. So you can access this offer at Zing Lead Agency. Okay, it's www.zingleadagency.com, okay, .com /offer. That's a bit of a faux pas there, but zingleadagency.com /offer. Okay, so if you Google that, that will take you to the page where you can invest for your business. So zingleadagency.com /offer, and I'll make sure that's corrected in the future. So as I say, you get your 30-day risk-free trial guarantee. You get an awful lot of value, and don't go and get it from the website at $997. You get everything thrown in for $397 today. As I say, it's a one-time offer, only available right here, right now. When you leave this page, I'm planning on taking this offer down. So you either do nothing or take a leap of faith. The choice is yours. I want you to be my next success story. Okay, I've got plenty already, but I want more people out there to start raving about this course once they get the results. So click, basically go onto that website now, www.zingleadagency.com /offer, and it's not going to be available at this price for long at all. But if all it did was to enable you to rank higher than just one of your competitors, would it be worth it? Or what if it enabled you to get way more reviews so you could up your profits, up your profits massively? Would it be worth it? This is where you need to think about it. And The first 3 who sign up now, I'm going to be offering a free one-to-one consultation. Okay, so only to the first 3. I've been in business a long time. I've started from scratch, 5 businesses, and the first 3 that come on, any niggle you have with your business, any mind blocks, or you need your mind shifted in a certain way, or you've got problems you need to overcome, a one-to-one to help you through and help you see clearly through the problem. So again, 2,582 value. The first 3 who act right now, I'm offering a free one-to-one consultation on any aspect of your business where you feel stuck. Okay. Only 397, it's a massive saving of 2,185. So please go to zingleadagency.com. Be aware that there is an error in that red text. It should say www.zingleadagency.com. Missing the .com /offer. That's a bit of a faux pas, which should be corrected. So please join me. I'm a very passionate marketer. I'm there every week to help you. And I really want to see your business succeed and thrive. It's not a cost. See it as an investment for your business and cut your marketing spend. Okay, so zingleadagency.com /offer. Okay, so I'm going to leave that up for a little while so that you can go to Chrome or Firefox, Google, and access the offer while it's available. And I'm going to leave it on there just for a few minutes. Okay, I've checked my presentation for mistakes and I can't believe I've made that mistake. zingleadagency.com /offer. Okay, so now I'm going to take some questions while I leave that up on the screen. Have we got any questions at all? Okay. Okay, okay, should I take the first question? I've got Mary asking, does this work for national businesses? Okay, we did kind of cover that, Mary, in the presentation. Even though it's a local tool, Google My Business, what we do find is that to build your reviews online and get your online reputation, this tool is also really good for national businesses. Because even though you're national, you still operate in a local area. You're not going to ignore your clients locally. So it's always very good practice to optimize locally because you're going to attract local clients, but also you're going to learn tricks throughout the course of upping all your reviews. So just say you have somebody from America finding you online and they find all your reviews like they're amazing. You're going to attract people naturally because the reviews that you're going to generate. So yes, it is very relevant to national companies, but Google specifically sort of favors people looking in a local area, if that makes sense. So just say you're in Birmingham, okay, but all your clients are in Edinburgh. You're not going to be found in Edinburgh if somebody puts in hairdressers Edinburgh or hairdressers near me because you're in Birmingham. Okay, but if you maybe get a location in Edinburgh or you set up an office in Edinburgh, of course it's relevant to you. It just depends on what sort of national business you are. Okay, franchises it really works for. Okay, I hope that answers that question. Okay, I've got somebody saying they've done an SEO audit, but they found they've got duplicates. They've only got 3 duplicates. Okay, yeah, I got the question. Okay, so if you've only got a few duplicates, you've already done kind of an audit on this, and you feel you can manually go in and correct them, that's fine. Okay, but for a lot of businesses out there, they've got an awful lot of consistencies, especially if they've been around quite a long time. They might have employed agencies that put them in the wrong places with the wrong addresses, called them limited instead of not limited. So if you've only got a couple and you've done your own audit, well, yeah, of course, you can manually go in and correct them. But for the sake of using this tool, it makes it doubly sure that you're not going to make any mistakes along the way and you're going to get rid of all inconsistencies, all errors, and all duplicates. I hope that makes sense. Okay, is there any more questions? Oh, does it cover keyword research? That's an interesting one. Yes, we do cover, when we cover how to get ranked for all your products and services, which is a really important module, we talk about how to find your keywords that are searched for more, because a lot of businesses aren't aware of keyword research and how many people are searching for their products and services. So we do cover certain tools that gives you that information at a glance. Yes. What sort of website? Okay, what sort of website things do I cover? Right, well, I cover what you need on your website. There's certain things that Google My Business like to see on your website, and I cover all that information. Now, a lot of you who use WordPress, it's pretty easy to do this, or I show a way of getting somebody to do this for you for very cheap, very competent, specialists that can go into your WordPress site and put these things that Google My Business want on your website at the drop of a hat for very little money. If you don't want to go dabbling in your own dashboard or you're not aware of how to use it. Okay, so if you don't use WordPress, you would have to go to your web person and get them to put these certain things on that Google My Business need to see on there. Okay, but it's not just that on your website. There are other things, again, that we cover that sort of helps your organic rankings. Remember we talked about the organic rankings below the Google My Business pack? We cover certain techniques to get ranked organically, which then pushes the local one up as well. Okay. Somebody sort of came online and said, is this techie? Okay. I did cover this sort of, John, that most of it is not techie at all. And in fact, one of my clients has said that it's almost like form filling in. He's quite an elderly man and he's not really up with computers and he's working through the stuff really, really well. And he likened it to filling in forms online, which I thought was brilliant. Not all of it's form filling. That's the foundation we covered. You might have joined us late, but it's the dashboard I'm talking about, which is the foundation, which is in step 1 of this webinar, going in and optimizing your dashboard. That's all kind of, I suppose you could liken it to form filling, but you've got to do it in the right way, know the right things to do. Okay. Somebody said I haven't got a lot of time, I'm really busy. Okay. Well, I'd say, generally speaking, at the beginning, I'd like 2 hours a week to do this stuff. Okay. So if you can't find 2 hours a week, you may struggle, in all honesty. You probably need, for the first 2 or 3 weeks, 2 hours a week to get this stuff implemented. After that, you then need probably about 10, 15 minutes a week to maintain it. We have to maintain our cars, our relationships. So you do need a little bit of maintenance to keep yourself in that 3-pack. So I would say it doesn't take a lot of time. If you're running your business and you're passionate about getting results, get up earlier or go to bed later. Just put that time in and you'll set the foundations to start with. And then once it's rolling and you're in the 3-pack, you're looking about 15 minutes a week. So yeah, I wouldn't sort of think it's going to take too much of your time up to interrupt your workflow or, what you do. Okay. Somebody's just said I'm a one-man band. Well, that's not a problem actually, Martin, at all, because when we started out, there was only 2 of us, okay? And it was really, my husband was a sole trader. So it doesn't matter. And I wasn't even part of the business. I was just doing the marketing on the side, getting us sort of ranked for different keywords. And we're not the biggest now, as I've said. And some of my clients, like Graham, for instance, he started off on his own last December. Now he's ranking for his keywords. And you don't need to be a big business at all. Google don't see it that way. Google can't see how big you are. They can't see whether you're a multinational or whether you're a national or a one-man band. They really are not that clever. They can't see where you live. They can't see how many people you've got on board. Doesn't matter, really. It's just the tactics you employ. Okay, I think I've answered everybody's questions. So again, I'm sorry for the error. It's www.zingleadagency.com. I'm stressing that now because that's the only error I feel that's glaring in this presentation. So zingleadagency.com/offer. Okay, I'd love to see you on the other side and really work at your business. And if you're one of the 3 that gets that free one-to-one consultation, we can set that up anytime. We can do Skype or Zoom or even if you really want to, a telephone conversation. But Zoom's way better really to get into the nitty-gritties and see your websites and see what you're all about. Okay, I really hope to see you on the other side. It's zingleadagency.com/offer. And I will now end this webinar. So thank you so much for joining me.